G'day viewers, welcome to this week's PB's Retro Restorations. After an extraordinarily long wait, I've finally got round to doing part 2 of my 68 Chevy Chevelle SS tribute build for my Uncle Phil's Uncle Sam's big block Chevy. Now, there's been a few factors to blame for the long delay, but the primary one was that right hand drive dash conversion. It'll come up in a minute. It defeated me at one stage and I was almost gave up on it, but I got back into it, and anyway, you'll see it. I'm not going to gibber too much over the top of this video. I'll drop in again when I'm doing the right hand drive dash, but I hope you enjoy it.
It might be stating the obvious to some, but it wasn't to me. You see this part here? And how it go, like, you know, to me it looks like stick that on. It wouldn't matter if you did stuck that on or that in, but this actually sits inside that, and that goes over the top. So, I mean, if you test fit these things, you'd probably work it out, but anyway. Thought it might help.
So I'm not going to super detail the undercarriage because I'm going to mount it on a base, and let's be honest, you're never going to see it again really unless you take it off it. The fan assembly wouldn't go onto the block for me very easily. I ended up having to get out the hand drill and modifying a bit to make it fit. It's probably me, I know, but that's the experience I had with it. Okay, so while all that sets, it's time to get some white paint on the interior. So I'm using a little bit of grey wash on the interior just to give it a little bit of a lived-in look. I didn't go too hardcore, just wanted to give it a little bit of depth. Okay, here we go. Dashboard. After looking at it and looking at it, I thought, okay, I'll slice the front half of it off, and then I'll cut that piece into 3, reshuffle them around, and glue them back together. That was the basic premise of what I was going to try and do. So at this stage, I'm thinking, you have butchered it, you idiot. You should have just left it alone. It was looking awful. It's never going to look right. I was holding on there, and I thought I really cracked it. I was going to buy another car to get a new left-hand drive dash and just leave it. So anyway, I went to work on the wheels just to try and forget about it. Okay, so they're nice and shiny, a bit too shiny, so I sprayed some dull coat on them, and then I give them black wash just to, bring them out, make them look a little bit more realistic. So after the disaster of the dashboard, I thought the hubcaps were looking really good. So that G'd me up to have another go at the dashboard. And after it dried, and I'd sanded it a bit, I was starting to think it wasn't looking too bad. It was a little bit too narrow, and it was flopping about because I'd cut the lugs off to make it, which wasn't real bright of me. But never mind, I got some more super glue, and I stuck a couple of sheets of styrene on the end, and then I shaped them to fit, and I blew some black over the top, and I thought, you know what, this isn't looking so awful. We may just be able to make it work after all. So I've got some of those Daiso display cases. I thought I'll mount it in there, and I worked out if I put some screws through underneath where the seats mount and into a bit of wood underneath, it'll hold it in there, and once I stick the seats over the top, you won't be able to see the screws. What a genius I am. So as I mentioned, I put a couple of bits of sheet styrene on the ends, and once it had all dried, I got my Dremel and the barrel sander and rounded it out, and I'm thinking, you know what, this is starting to look actually pretty good. Hopefully it'll sit snugly in there now. And it sits in there pretty good. I've just got to put the body on to make sure I'm putting it in the right place. So applying a little bit of Tamiya putty just to try and smooth it out just a little bit more without losing all those details. And it's perfect? No, but it's a lot better than I thought it was going to be, and you know, we'll see how it goes once I've painted it and detailed it. Here I am snapping the body on, because like I said, I cut those lugs and I had to put the dashboard in this way just to sort of line up where it should go, and then I'll super glue it in once I'm sure it's in the right place. I would have thought this car would have had a black rim steering wheel or a wood grain one, but as you can see from those little pictures, it's either got a white rim steering wheel or a white cover on the steering wheel. So that's why I'm painting it white. Now, one detail I didn't ask Lorraine was if Sam's Chevy was an auto or a manual. This kit only comes with an option for a manual gearbox, so I'm going to hope it was a floor shift manual, but I suspect it was probably a column auto or something like that. I don't know. Now a little bit more detailing on the battery. So all painted up with the decals to hide some of my mistakes. I think it looks pretty good, and I'm pretty satisfied with it. Okay, and with the installation of this little hose, that's pretty much everything other than the body done for this model. I didn't think I'd get this far at one stage. That right hand drive dash gave me the irrits, but now it's in place. I'm going to try and do something to cover up. It's a bit bodgy looking on the top, but I'll try and do something to sort that out. So thanks for your patience bearing with me on these videos. I know there's a long time between updates. Next update will be the final reveal. I'm working on it now, and hopefully I'll have something to show you shortly. So thanks for taking the time out of your day to come and watch my video out of the millions on the internet. I really appreciate it. Welcome to any new viewers. If you've liked what you've seen here, why not check out a couple of these other videos and click on my bald head if you think it's worth subscribing. I'd really appreciate it. Give it a thumbs up, a share, all that jive, you know. Leave a comment if you've got something you'd like to tell me. Constructive criticism always welcomed, and I'm not, you know, untoward, you know, unwarranted abuse as well. So thanks. I will see you next Friday. I might even have an unboxing video for you on Wednesday, but don't hold your breath. Alright, what a carrot angle. I'll see you next Friday. Bye!